Hello lovelies, welcome to Nut Free Formula. My name's Freedom. Thank you for joining me. Today's episode is, what does the narcissist think when you break up with them? Alright lovelies, let's just jump straight into it, shall we? So there are 6 kind of stages that the narcissist will go through after you've broken up with them. The first one, of course, will be denial. Their kind of grandiose thinking, their omnipotent kind of belief of self, as in, their godlike ways. The fact they think that they are so totally in control of everything and they think they've got you on lockdown means that when you first, say that it's over, we're done, no more, that's it, I'm out of here. The first thing that the narcissist will go into is a state of denial, where they actually think, well, she's not going to leave me. She's not going anywhere, So that's the first stage. The second stage is they will go into a stage of minimizing what you've just said. So whatever reasons that you've given them for going no contact, for breaking up, for leaving them, they'll try and minimize that in their own mind and to you, really. So they'll start thinking things like, she's just upset. She'll be back. She loves me. She's addicted to me. I'm the man. And this will kind of make him want to, I suppose, play it cool, kind of step back a little bit. Test. It's a test, really, to just see, oh yeah, you serious? You serious about this? Okay. So they'll give you some space, and then if you're still holding your ground and going no contact, they'll get to the third stage where they start getting annoyed now, because they're realizing that they're losing control of the situation. So now they go to this stage where they start trying to balance out the ledger. And what I mean by that is, throughout the whole relationship, the entire relationship, every time they've ever done anything right, they've tallied that up on this little mental ledger they have. So anything they've done right, it's on their side. Check. Yep, did this, that, whatever. And then every time you've done anything wrong, they also tally that up. But what they fail to tally up on the ledger is the things that they have done wrong, or the things that you have done right. So it's a really interesting little ledger, this one. Anyhow, so now this stage that they're in, they're pissed off. So they've got the ledger out, and mentally they're going through the ledger. Who does she think she is? Who does she think she is to do this to me? After everything I've done for her. I'm so good to her. She was nothing. She had nothing before she had me. I made her. I gave her this life. This is the kind of thinking that they're going through. And it's almost like, it's kind of partly, like I said, partly denial. It's almost like this kind of appealing to a higher power to right the wrongs. Because look, he's got the ledger and he's done all these good things. So this shouldn't be happening. In theory, in the narcissist's mind, it just shouldn't be happening. We are not supposed to leave them in their minds. They are the ones that leave. We're not supposed to leave them. And if we do leave them, they have to make it that it's, because there's something wrong with us. Nothing wrong with them. It has to be because there's something wrong with us. Anyhow, so the fourth stage that they're going to go through is, if you're holding your ground and staying no contact, is now they're going to start getting angry that he's actually losing control, because, they've spent years, or however long, you're with them, but months, years, decades, creating this perfect environment where they have total control of another individual. And the fact that they are losing that control, that's just, they've got a bit of cognitive dissonance going on. They can't quite get their heads around the fact that this is happening. So, but they can feel it, like they can sense it, they know, like they can see that you're serious. So this starts bringing out this, they start feeling angry and emotional. And so they start doing some emotional manipulation. and promising. So they'll come and say, you know, all the kind of please babies, I love you, we're family, think of the kids, we're perfect together. I know I can change. I promise I'll, attend, I don't know, NA, AA, Sex Addicts Anonymous, whatever it is that you've been asking them to attend. Now they're prepared to admit that that's a problem, because they just want you to take them back. They want you to say, okay. They want you to go back to how it was. They liked it how it was when they had control, when they could come and go and do as they pleased, and you were always there, always there, taking their bullshit, giving them love, giving them what they needed, meeting all their needs. So that's what they want. They want that back. They don't want this silliness going on. So they're quite happy to promise you the absolute world. They will say and promise anything at this stage. It doesn't mean that they're going to follow through on any of the things. They might go to one or two, therapy sessions or NA meetings, but that doesn't mean that they're actually going to change. It just means that they're doing some tokenistic gestures. They're just going through the motions. They're showing you, yeah, look, here I am doing it all for you. But in reality, they're actually trying to chat up other women in NA, or they're lying to their therapist, or they're blaming you for all their problems when they're at the therapist's. So as I said, tokenistic at best, and just, it's not realistic. They're not going to change, but they will promise. They'll promise that they will take responsibility. And I say that in inverted commas because, once again, they're not taking responsibility. They're just saying it. So they're saying, yes, it was me. It's my fault. I promise I can change. I will be the man you want. And as I said, they will say and do whatever it is that you want, but it's only temporary and it's not going to last. And now that you've put them on notice, now that they know you're thinking of leaving and that you actually have the capacity to leave, they are now going to go into overdrive trying to replace you. So even if you were to take them back at this point in time, now they're going to replace you. It's just a matter of time. So number 5, if after begging, pleading, crying and promising, you still aren't taking them back, now they're getting angry because what the fuck? It didn't work. Like, all of my tears, like, you made me cry and beg and you still didn't take me back. So now they're getting really indignant. They're getting really pissed now. So now it's, this, their tone changes. They become kind of accusatory, angry. They project all of this stuff. They're trying to induce a state of fear. So they'll say things like, oh, good luck finding a man that's going to replace me. Or good luck finding a man who's going to put up with your kids. You'll be so screwed without me. What else? Oh, you're not taking the kids. Oh, you can leave, but you're not taking the kids. You're not taking my kids anywhere. They're not going anywhere. The same could be said about his house, his car, his money. You're not taking you're not taking the house. Like, you can leave. I'm not going anywhere. This is my house. You're not taking the car. I paid for that car. That car's registered in my name. You're not taking my car anyway. You can go. Yeah, go on then. Get out then. But you're not taking the car. Leave the kids. You're not having the car, the kids, the money, the cash. That's just what they become like. They want to basically bully you at this stage. They're going to try and bully you into staying. And the thing is that they might actually fluctuate between those two states. So going backwards and forwards. So they might rage for a while, then they might end up crying again and begging and pleading and saying, I'm sorry, baby, I didn't mean it. It's just I'm so scared that you're going to leave me and I'll have lost you and I'll never find anyone like you, and you and me are soulmates and we've been through so much. We're the perfect fit and we're the perfect match. And so they fluctuate backwards and forwards for a little while. And the reason that they're doing this is because they're giving you the option. They're kind of saying, so I can be like this, where I love you and you are the queen of my world and I will promise you the moon, or I can be the bad guy who's not even going to let you leave with your handbag. You know, who's not going to even let you leave with the keys to the car. I can be that guy, or I can be the nice guy. You pick. It's up to you. Right? So that's what they're doing. They're kind of giving you this, it's almost like, it's not a threat, but it's like they're just kind of saying, you know, this is how it can be. You know, I can be the nice guy, or I can be the bad guy, and it's entirely up to you. But when you do stick to your guns and you do stay, you know, breaking up and going no contact, then you get this kind of, well, fuck you. I didn't want you anyhow. I don't love you anymore anyhow. There are so many women out there just begging for a piece of me. So they'll get that kind of, it goes to this, what I call game on stage. It's like nothing, like literally they will do whatever it is that they want to do. They will try. They will do whatever has worked in the past. So if in the past they've cheated on you, they've screwed around, and that has made you kind of fall in line, they will do that again just to do it. This is also the time where they will start checking out other fuel sources, because they're realizing that you're serious, and they're realizing their primary supply is leaving them and they're getting low on fuel. So like I said, they will rage, and that actually gives them fuel when they're having a rage, because they're seeing you scared. And you know, when they're yelling, you know, about how awesome they are and how you'll never find a man like them and all that kind of thing, when they're doing all that, that's fueling them. Your tears, your fear, your confusion, all of that, that's all fuel. So now's the perfect time for them to go and see if they can find new supply. So they'll give you the silent treatment. So now it's like game on. They'll give you this space, but what they're actually doing, like I said, is they're trying to figure out a new strategy, because everything that they've tried hasn't worked. So they'll either up the ante, which is when they will do something extreme. So for example, you might get a call from the local hospital saying, your husband's tried to commit suicide. He's in here. He's under, you know, psychiatric watch. He's fine, but we've had to put him under observation for 24 hours, and he's asking for you. Right. So that in itself, that is called upping the ante. Narcissists are renowned for these fake suicide attempts. It is highly manipulative behavior. Occasionally, they accidentally do kill themselves. I don't believe that they ever mean to do it. I think they are just really, really manipulative, and that they know that if you get a call from the hospital and they say that, you know, he's almost killed himself, that they hope that the effect that it will have on you is you'll go into a state of shock where you will just think to yourself, you know, what the hell was I thinking? Like, why was I trying to go no contact? Like, I almost lost him. You know, here I am pushing him away, but I almost lost him for good. I would have never seen him again, and you know, I would have lost him forever. And you know, he's hoping that it's going to snap you back into reality. I could almost imagine that that's what a narcissist would be thinking. That exact phrase, snap her back into reality, make her snap out of it. So suicide attempts, car accidents, you know, all of a sudden he's got cancer, these kind of things. They're all just ways of upping the ante, of making you think to yourself, you know, what the hell was I thinking, going no contact. But then the other thing that they will do at this stage is introduce the new supply. So, you know, we all know that narcs always have a harem of people that they've got, you know, in various stages of, you know, being primed. They're primed to take on the role of primary supply. And so when they really know that you're leaving, when they really sense that it's over, they're going to quickly try and replace you, because it works in two ways. The thing is, if you know, when you find out about the new supply, it in theory should make you jealous, right? And that's what he's hoping. He's hoping that it's going to make you jealous and make you want to fight for the relationship. Because just remember, you know, in your mind, you're also thinking to yourself, you know, if I'm not with him, then he's going to treat me really badly, because he just showed you that. He just went through the whole stage, the whole step number 5, where he was, being a bully, being mean. And so subconsciously, you're aware of that. So your choice is either take him back or have him as an enemy. So he's bringing out the new supply as a way of upping the ante. But the beautiful thing for him is, if it doesn't work and you still keep going no contact, well, then they've still got someone to get fuel from. So then he can say, well, I don't want her anyhow. I'm so in love with my new, person. So, and you always have to remember that leaving them has caused a huge narcissistic injury, and the thing is that you will have to be punished. Like, in the narcissist's mind, you're not going to get away with that, because they're very vindictive. So this situation with the new supply has created a perfect triangle, and they will triangulate you with the new supply and try and make you the side chick. Is another game that they like to play. There's I'm going to put a video just in here as well, called 3 Reasons Why the Narc Tries to Make Us the Side Chick. That's an interesting little video in itself. But anyhow, darlings, I think you get the gist of where this is all going. And suffice to say, it's not pretty. When the narcissist doesn't get what the narcissist wants, it's not pretty. Anyhow, lovelies, I will talk to you soon. Thank you for listening, and yeah, get narc free and stay narc free. Bye.